Hi, I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my auto repair videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to torque your CV axle nut on your Honda Civic 2016 and 2021 model, also known as a Honda Civic X or a 10th generation Honda Civic. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you two methods. The first one is using power tools and a special set, which I'll get to in a second. And the other way is if you only have manual tools. That manual tool including a manual torque wrench. So we're going to start off with the first method, and this is a bit of a quicker method, is using a impact wrench and a set of torque bars. Now, I don't know a lot of people who have these torque bars. They're actually a very interesting piece of hardware. They only deliver so much torque to a fastener. And I'm not sure what the science is behind them. At least a torque wrench has a sensible mechanism to why it can only deliver so much torque. But this is, I wonder what exactly only maximizes the torque that you can do. Anyway, the torque that this demands is about 133 foot-pounds. I've seen many sources, and it does depend on the type of car that you have, so definitely consult the service manual that you're using. But in our case, ours is going to take 130 foot-pounds. So we're going to use the 130 foot-pound torque bar. So because this maximizes, this limits the amount of torque you can put, you want to make sure that your torque wrench is putting out the maximum torque so that it can get limited by this. With that in mind, you want to take your 36mm socket and put it on and just tighten the nut. It's set at 3. Alright, so once it's not going further, you can tell that it's torqued to 130 foot-pounds. And we will confirm this with the torque wrench on the once we have it installed. And just to be sure, we're going to leave the hubcap, the center cap off when we put the tire back on, just to be sure that we can confirm it with the manual wrench. But I just want to show you that the torque bar will work when we get back here. But I'm going to show you the manual method on the other side. But before we leave here, we're going to make sure that this notch here is hammered in, because we want this to be prevented from slipping out. So that little notch or that little dent will prevent the nut from coming loose. Now, personally, I'm still a bit skeptical about how accurate the torque bars are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it manually. But to test it manually, you have to make sure that this center cap is off. And to do that, it's very simple. You just take some sort of tool and knock it out from the inside. And then we can put the tire back on. And then after we do the other side, we're going to lower the car and then test it manually just to double check that it is torqued properly. Okay. Okay, so I had this thought, if we're going to do the torque bar on this side, might as well try to tighten the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds. I believe actual mechanics do this too. Instead of using a torque wrench, they actually do use the torque bars. So I'm kind of interested to see how accurate it is. Okay. So always tighten in a star pattern. And I'm not going to tighten fully so I can make sure that they're all on. And then I'm going to come back and do the star pattern to torque them. All right, so let's start with the security one. Okay. I don't think that's in all the way, but let me just tighten everything else to be sure. Okay, so that one's definitely all the way in. Okay. And then this one. All right, they say that you should never do the at maximum for more than 5 seconds. So I'm gonna go back with the manual wrench and see how accurate that 80 foot-pound torque bar was. But for now, that's gonna be it. We're gonna go over to the other side and do the manual method. All right, so I have my electronic torque wrench here. They do sell regular torque wrenches, but this is a really useful tool. I have a separate video on this if you wanna see how it works for yourself. But it's very, very simple. I know a lot of traditionalists will also be like, I'm kind of skeptical of how accurate the electronic torque wrench is, but it's the same way that we're testing the torque bars. You can just do them with a normal torque wrench and compare. This one so far has been reliable. So let's see if these 80 foot-pound lug nuts that we tightened with the 80 foot-pound torque bar is actually 80. And you might need a bit of a longer bit. Okay, I'm gonna use an extension. Might cause a bit of a discrepancy, but should be negligible. Okay, so it's already beeping. That means it's pretty darn close to 80. And wow, I barely had to push it. So that means it's either already 80 or it's torqued over 80 by the torque bar. But considering the fact that I barely had to move, and I still can move it a tiny bit, suggests that it actually is pretty accurate, that it torques around to 80 foot-pounds as the torque bar is labeled. Wow, pretty cool. I'm gonna go back around to the other side and do it so that I don't have to keep switching my settings. Alrighty, so looks like the 80 foot-pound bar is pretty accurate. Let's try the 130 foot-pound bar. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. And I don't think we'll need the extension for this, but I'll know where it is. So first, let's see if it's accurate here. And then let me set it to 130. 133 actually. Actually, I'll set it to 130 just to see how accurate it is.
That's kilogram.
Oh. Foot-pounds. 133 foot-pounds. We'll start with 130 just to see how accurate the torque bar is. Wow. Wow, okay. I didn't even get to like a 32 of a rotation. It's pretty accurate that that torque bar delivered at least, if not exactly, 130 foot-pounds. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add just a tiny bit more to make it 133. It's not important. I think 130 is already a good range. I'm just covering all my bases, you know? Again, check with your check to make sure that your model and your make is right for this specified torque specification, because it does depend on your model, your engine, all things like that. Okay, nice. And now we'll do it on the other side, and then we'll notch the we'll put in the notch, and Bob's your uncle. Whew. Wow, 133 foot-pounds is pretty easy to put with this 2 foot long torque wrench. I definitely recommend it. Go check out the video on this one. But that's gonna be it for the torque wrench. Now all we need to do is take a hammer and put that notch in. Okay, so make sure you take a screwdriver that's both sharp enough to fit into this little groove here. You can kind of see where it is, but not too dull enough that it's definitely not going to create a sizable dent. And then knock it in. This is a very important step. If you don't do this, there's a chance your wheels could come loose. And I have known a few mechanics who have done it, who have foregone this step, and their wheels did spin off. So I can't understate how important this is. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. So you really want to make sure it's in there. This could be the difference between life and death. I'm not gonna lie. So just make sure that notch is in there, and I think you're good to go. I mean, you could try to check by trying to unscrew it, but I'm pretty sure that's not coming off. Same thing here. Huh. Is it me, or does this notch feel a bit bigger? It doesn't matter. All right. And here, because it feels like, I don't know, there's just a chance that it could slip off. And I want to be double sure, you know? Ooh. It's a bit harder to do this one because it's at an odd angle. Okay, so now we're gonna put the cap back on. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but the way I've heard most people do it is that the air nozzle, what's that called? The valve, this thing right here, the stem, the top of the H for Honda is oriented towards it. And then you can just push it in if you have enough force, and if not, you can hammer it, I guess, but I'm pretty sure you don't need a lot of force to do it. It's not exactly right. That's okay. Who's really gonna care? I know my dad's a perfectionist, but there's not really much perfection to go here. Sorry, let me get the light. There's not really much perfection to get here, because this is always going to be spinning anyway. There we go. Bob's your uncle. Everything's torqued properly. Everything's already attached. The last thing, if you've been watching these videos since the beginning, you'll know that a lot of transmission fluid came out of the when we were taking out the driver's side axle. So we're gonna have to top up the transmission fluid. So we're gonna take the aluminum pan of all the fluid we drained out and measure how much came out, and then we're gonna top that much back in to the transmission. But that's gonna be it for this video and for the series of removing and replacing the CV axles for the Honda Civic 2016 to 2021 10th generation. I hope the series helped you out. It was a pretty fun series to do. I haven't done car repair in quite a long time, Now that I'm at home right now, I'm like, it's been like 3 years at Harvard, and now I'm back to doing car repair. It's really fun. So I hope this video helped you out. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below to let you know I helped you out. But that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I look at other videos on EyeOnAiman, especially the videos on the Honda Civic, on the CV axle if you haven't already seen it, and just all my videos. But for now, I'm Aiman, and signing out. Peace.